Hi everyone, Alchemist here. Today is going to be a tarot reading. And before I proceed, I would like to thank all of you for your subscriptions, for your likes, for your comments. It means a lot to me. I appreciate your comments, your support, and your opinions. If I don't get to answer your comments, know that I appreciate you all and I support your journey, and I hope everything I'm sharing helps in any shape or form. We're here to build this community because not many people understand the occult, not many people understand spirit, and together we can build something beautiful and spread it around the world, because this is the other half. It's the other 50% that is necessary for life. So without further ado, I'm gonna invite you to pick one of these two piles here. And this is gonna be a tarot reading about your past life. What past life did you have based on this reading? What were you? What kind of life did you have? What kind of era was it? I'm gonna see what I can channel for you. So let's get right to it. I'm gonna start with the pile on my right hand right here. So this is a last life that you need to know about right now. Oh wow. So, bottom of the deck. This is a life where you were victorious, you were very successful, you were a king, you were royal, you're an emperor, very strong male energy. You had a lot of money, you were wealthy, you were very rich. Money was just something you didn't even have to worry or think about. Many people worked for you, many people respected you, many people came to you for help and support because you were the king, you were the royal. Many people came to borrow money from you because you had so much of it. And these three cards here that I pulled confirm everything I said. So this is who you were. Oh, hold on. As I pulled this card, so these are the three cards that I'm going to share with you. This was at the bottom of the deck. You were the King of Pentacles, and you know, right underneath that, it was the King of Swords. And look what was underneath it as well. This is crazy. The Queen of Wands. And look what's underneath it. Oh, this is... Spirit never lies. You shouldn't mess with Spirit. It was the Knight of Wands. And then underneath it, I'm not even joking, I'm just pulling one card after the other. There was the Knight of... No, this is the Knight of... this is the Knight of Wands, and this one is the... This is the King of Wands. Knight of Wands, King of Wands. But this one was reversed. So all of these cards that represent... Okay. This is very interesting. This was your... Spirit is saying here, in your past life, this was your empire, this was your surrounding. You were a royal, you were a king, and everyone around you was a royal. Everyone around you was a powerful person. Everyone around you was... So we have the King of Pentacles, we have the King of Swords, we have the Queen of Wands. This is probably was your partner or wife, or the queen, because the king needs a queen, so this was your Queen of Wands. The Knight, this is your army, whoever was working for you. Knight of Wands. We have again the King of Wands. These are other kings that you were working with, that you were aligned with. You were forming an alliance with different kings. You were incredibly powerful. I sense the energy of Alexander the Great, someone like that, someone who was so powerful and fearful too. Everyone was fearless. I mean, everybody else was fearful from this one king. No one dared to mess with you. You were just like a power crazy house, and everyone wanted to be on your side. All of these people, all of this army, this empire wanted to be on your side. No one wanted to be against you. This is who you were. This is crazy. And these cards came one after, they were one underneath the other at the bottom of the deck. It's just insane. And I'm gonna put them here. And the first 3 cards that I pulled represents what kind of actions or life you had. So I'm gonna say it right now, channeling spirit. You did everything right. Every work you did was precise. It was strategic. It was organized, it was planned. You knew what you were doing. You were very, very intelligent. You were educated. You were high society. You knew what you were doing. And that's why you succeeded in every step of the way. It was a success for you. You didn't know what failure was. Failure was not part of your journey. It was just success. You never knew what misery was, or depression, or sadness. That didn't exist in your dictionary. The word misery, the word depression, sadness didn't exist. And even if situations like that would try to happen in your life, you ignore them. You ignore them, you don't look at them. If something was gonna make you sad or feel depressed, you didn't allow that in your life. You would get rid of it, regardless of what it was. You just get rid of it. Because for you, what mattered is just success and power. That's the only thing that mattered to you. And it actually got you where you were. It did give you the results. And you were always victorious. You always won. That's why I'm sensing this Alexander the Great energy, something similar to that. Or something similar to King Nebuchadnezzar or Alexander the Great. Or, Julius Caesar, I don't know, like something like that, like an emperor, like a king that was just like so powerful, and everything for you worked. You always won. There was no losing. There was no failure. And what a crazy life you had. I mean, in a good way. This is the kind of life you had. But let me ask, so if you had that kind of life, what are you doing in this lifetime? Or the better question is, how is that impacting you in this lifetime? And what did you come back here to do? Let's see what Spirit has to say. Okay. So interesting. In that life, a lot of things you did caused death, caused defeat. It caused killing, murder, getting rid of people, getting rid of empires, conquering, taking things by force. You did a lot of, let's call them bad things. Bad things that were successful, but they led you to what you were. And a lot of blood was shed. You took things through power, through force, by blood. And you weren't aware of it because you didn't allow it in your life, but you caused a lot of misery and sorrow for hundreds of thousands of humans. That you caused sorrow to them, but you weren't aware of it. You didn't even want to understand it. You never cared. It's like you didn't care. You didn't care what happened. For you, your own success was the only thing that mattered. And because of that, you're back in this lifetime to experience what it is like to be defeated because you were always winning. What it is like to be taken, your things, the things that were yours, taken away from you. What it is like to struggle with money because you always had money, you never cared, you always had, your whole life back then, you didn't even for once think about, oh, how do I make money? Never. Because you inherited it from your generational wealth thing, and you never thought about it. In this lifetime, you came here to understand what that feels like, because to become a real master, you have to experience everything there is to experience before you can become a true master and ascend the physical dimension. So the Hindus call this karma, and karma is just action. It means action. It means whatever action you do, you're gonna get the consequences. And sometimes it bleeds into our next life reincarnation. Sometimes when we don't, the consequences of our actions will follow us to other lifetimes. Karma correlates with the Hermetic principle of cause and effect. It's basically every cause has its effect and every effect has its cause. That's what karma is. People overcomplicate it. It's a Sanskrit word and it means action. It means your action, whatever you do, the tiniest action you do will result in something. And whatever that thing is, you are responsible. You are responsible for that action. That's what karma means. No more, no less. So I don't want to again tie it to New Age and Hinduism and say, oh, this you came back to repay your karma. No. You came back to experience the other side. You came back to see and feel the other side. As above, so below. You experienced the above, now it's time for you to experience the below. You spent one lifetime in the above, now in this one lifetime it's the below. So what are you gonna do of it? Spirit is saying it's up to you what you do with this experience you're having right now. It's up to you. This is what I have for you. This is kind of interesting. I feel like I can go on for another hour for this lifetime. So whoever you were, whoever picked this pile, you're a very interesting person. You're interesting, and you have to think about your actions think about them twice, especially in this lifetime, because what you did before, that's interesting. That's very, very interesting. I'm gonna move on to the second pile, because otherwise this video is gonna become a 1 hour video, which is something that Spirit is not allowing me to do. Okay. For the second pile. Let's see, who were you in your previous life? Just to change the energy, because the energy of the first pile was very, very strong. So I need to kind of okay, so interesting. So here, what I'm sensing is that your past life here is interesting. So here, I want to show you what came up here. Empress reversed on one side, Emperor upright on the other side, and in the middle there's the Three of Pentacles but reversed. So Emperor and Empress, two major arcanas, two opposites, divine feminine, divine masculine, Emperor and Empress in the same pole. What does this mean? So in your past life, you were, and the Empress card is it's the one that came up first. So it's the first card that came up. So I'm gonna go with this because this is what I'm hearing from Spirit. You were an Empress, a royal. You were part of an emperor, part of an empire, and this empire was huge, was important. It was just like a normal size empire. It didn't conquer the whole world or anything like that. It had enough money, it had enough success, but it wasn't something worldwide, you know? It was just like more of a local thing. And and I think it was around the area of, I would say, what I'm sensing here is the area of the Middle East, somewhere in the Middle East, somewhere around where, like Jordan, Iran, those areas, you know, ancient Mesopotamia, basically. Your emperor or your husband, the guy you were having the empire with, this is kind of interesting, but he was doing everything. He was doing everything. You were just tagging along. So you were the woman, you were the Empress, you were the top. You were basically Empress, Queen, you ruled, people worked for you, you had a lot of luxurious things, but you didn't do anything. This is the kind of empire where only the emperor is working. Only the emperor is doing the work. The emperor was doing everything. So that partner of yours, that husband, the emperor, was the one who was known and for his accomplishments. He was very popular. He was more popular than you. People would always go to him. People would always consult with him. And you didn't do much. You didn't do much because you felt a little bit inferior to him. You felt like that you didn't equate or you weren't equal to him. This could have been because of how he was treating you, or it could have been because of how you felt towards yourself, just towards yourself. It could be a mix of both as well. But you were an empress, but you only had the title. You only had the title. It didn't really reflect in your life. People didn't come to you for advice. They didn't really give you the same respect they gave to him. And because of that, the relationship between you guys was kind of turbulent. It was not a good relationship. You were the empress, you were the wife, you were at the top, but the relationship was not good. It was very problematic. So you guys ended up kind of being distant from each other. You didn't talk much. You didn't spend time with each other much. He was always doing his own thing. He was always busy doing whatever he had to do for his empire, and you were doing your own thing. But that gave you sadness. It gave you depression, and it was not a very successful relationship. Let's see. Just one more card here. Yeah, you were, that lifetime, you were not fulfilled. You were not doing something that gave you joy, that gave you happiness. You were lacking that. You had everything, yet you didn't have the most important thing, which is happiness. You had material things. You had, all of the material things that any human would want. For you, it was easy because you had so much fortune. You could afford it. You could afford it easily, but you weren't happy. Nothing was pleasing you. So, what did you come back to do here in this lifetime? Let's see. So here, in this lifetime, you came back to become the queen that you weren't before. You were, but you actually weren't. You know what I'm saying, right? Based on what I just explained, you were, but you actually were not. But in this lifetime, you came back to actually be the Queen of Cups, upright. You came back to, we have regain your power. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Princess of Cups as well, Queen and Princess. So you came back to dominate. You came back to take what's yours. And again, the card here that showed up right after the Queen of Cups was this 10 to 9 of Cups. Look how much cups I'm having here. Queen of Cups, Princess of Cups, 9 of Cups. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys who picked this pile, you're water elements, or you have a lot of water in your chart, a lot of water signs in your chart. You should work with water, you should connect to water. You have the ability to control water, use it in your rituals because you're very connected to water. So Spirit is saying you came back to become the Queen of Cups, to become happy, everything you didn't have in that lifetime, even though you had the status, you had the physical stuff. But in this lifetime, you came back to regain the emotional things that you were lacking. That's why the cups are a reflection of your emotions. It's water. It's how you feel. In that life, you had physical things. In this life, it's about fulfillment. It's about happiness. It's about joy. It's about gaining your power. You might not have a lot of material things like in that previous life. You might not have it in this lifetime. But that's not what you're here to do. You're here to regain that joy that you never had previously. You're gonna have it in this lifetime. You're gonna experience it. You're gonna have fun with it. And you're just here to enjoy it and feel it and know how it feels like. And I hear something here specifically for you. Spirit is saying, don't let that lifetime bleed and impact you in this lifetime, because for you might be addicted to wanting material things because you had so much of that in that past life. So in this lifetime you might be spending or just blowing money on the things you don't need, on clothes, on like going to places or fancy dining places, or fancy alcohol and wines and stuff that you don't really need. Spirit is saying that's just, you're doing that because it's from your past life. You think that's what's going to give you happiness because it's just a pattern that you've been doing. It's the force of the habit. So Spirit is saying that's not how you're going to gain happiness and joy in this lifetime. Drop that. Don't do it. It's just a waste. It's a waste of a reincarnation. Don't do it. Don't waste your money. Don't waste your energy on that. Seek inner happiness, emotional happiness, fulfillment, joy, because that's what you're here to experience in this lifetime. Okay? So I hope this helps. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comment section if any of these piles resonate with you. Do you think that was your past life? Do you think you were actually either pile 1 or pile 2? Share it with me in the comment section. I'm actually interested in knowing what do you think. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.